Well, it's not a Trans Am. Oh, maybe one of these days I'll get to fix it. I mean, it's right here beside you. You just don't know it. But look, there it is. Still no motor. It's still back there. Anywho, you know, life happens. And sometimes you don't get to work on the things you want to work on. Sometimes the car that should, it's a new car. It should just go. Sometimes it develops a water fountain in the middle of the radiator. Yeah. So, I'm going to put a radiator in it. But, naturally, that means I'm going to put a bigger radiator in it. So, I'll probably hate myself by the end of the day. I've got another throttle body for it. Bigger throttle body. For future plans. But I'm already here, so I might as well. And you're like, well, it's easy to replace the throttle body. I know. But, okay, let a guy go, yep, this is a good idea to do this now. Number 2, I'll probably actually put a HP tune in it. I don't know. It's on a Diablo can tune right now, and it's okay. But now it's got upgrades. So, this is like when Scooter got his car to level 12, and, he can afford nitrous. Except I can't afford nitrous. But I had money for this. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough because I'm procrastinating. But, that's what we're doing today. I started without you. Hope you don't mind. Already got the throttle body off. Fans out. Fixing to undo that rat hose down there that maybe if I quit shaking the camera you can see. Upper rat hose is out. I do need to pop that little bigger out, don't I? Get out of there. Okay. And I'm going to clean all this because it's had a bad oil leak, it looks like, at one point. Belt's good. I replaced that when I did this. And then I did this and was topping it off and realized, hey, there's a water fountain coming out of this area right here. That's not good. I love cars. Anyway, so I started without you. I'm fixing to put a hose in here and flush this puppy out. And so I put fresh, Mopar antifreeze in it because that's, well, I don't know. It's what the forum told me to do. So, anyway, remember, it's built not perfect. Okay, well, let's get started. Yes, now, if anybody asks, this is distilled water, okay? Don't judge. Oh, there we go. That's a good one. Actually, it might be a good idea if I pull this hose first. Time out. Okay, resume. Hose wasn't as empty as I thought. Water that down. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, that's a good. Well, you're not supposed to just come out that way. Supposed to just, there you go. It's back pressure in now. It's gonna go until it kind of clears up. Now remember, this is distilled water. No, it's not. It's got the minerals in it, probably. Okay, yeah, that's good. At least kind of. Gotta watch the dirt. I had Logan start here last week replacing the fan assembly. And I said I don't want to do that again for a long, long time because it kind of sucked. Lord has a sense of humor. I didn't mention it, but there's a reason why I'm doing this. And we'll get to that at the end of this video. But, yeah, I'll save that for the end. Real quick, I'm gonna, let's cut that out of the way over there. I'll kind of degrease everything under here and let's give it a good bath while the guy's looking at all of it right in his face. Of course, avoid the intake, but, yeah. Need to degrease this because it looks like it's either been down a dirt road a whole bunch or at one point in time it had a tremendous oil leak. One of the two. Anyway, just got the regular gunk remover. Okay? It does the thing. Oh, there it is. It's not too bad. Okay, we got all that grease off us here. Is it perfect? No, not even a little bit because I did it. But it's at least clean. And when it does go to Cars and Coffees or car shows, whatever, it will not look like junk. It will not, hop the hood and go, ugh. You've been there, Fred. Anyway, but it's at least cleaner. That way, when it's all one piece, not as noticeable. That's what a guy's trying to say. Okay? Everything looks kosher. Looks good. But I'm going to give this 30, well, it'll probably take about 30 minutes for the ground to dry. Yep, it's a dry heat today. So, it won't take long for this to dry at all. And once it's dry, then I'll start finagling the radiator out of it. But let me show you what I got here. Let me take you up to the doorsteps here. So, we've got this nice aluminum radiator right in here. That looks like everything is what I need to put it in. So, that's what we're going to be putting in there. You can get a frontal view too. Should work, and if it doesn't, I'll always think it should have. And I'll just go buy another factory radiator and return this one. So, but that's the plan. Then, like I said, we're putting an 85 millimeter throttle body on it. Nothing crazy. Is it overkill for it? Yes. But am I going to do it anyway? Yes. So, I'll catch up with you in a little bit. So, I lied. I gave it about 2 hours. Mostly dry. Except for probably what's still in the radiator dripping. So, did get to go ahead and install the new throttle body. Get the dirt off, But, anyway. New throttle body's installed. It's got the blades. Okay? 85 millimeter. Supposed to make it fast. I don't know. But that's installed, so that's really, I need to get it jacked up and sketchily. Maybe I should put it in gear before I jack it up. Make sure it doesn't roll back. But get it jacked up and start getting the radiator out of it. This thing's jacked up and we're going to pretend like we know what we're doing to get it out. Per usual. Nothing new. So, to get to the last condenser bolt, we're going to use a little creativity. I'm going to go through the grill. Because I'm looking right at it through here. I don't have to shoot in the dark. I'll let you know if it works. Got it. It worked. But, you know, I'll be a little smarter. Went ahead and dropped the radiator support bracket. And I'll try to get that bottom bolt started back on the condenser before I go back in. Hopefully. But, so, this thing ought to be ready to go in. No leaks. Not the other one that has multiple holes in it. Let me show you that thing real quick. But, yeah, it had a couple holes in it. 3 or 5. Anyway, we had one here. I believe another one there. I haven't found it yet, but when I originally noticed it leaking, it was coming from this area. So, I imagine there's another one here somewhere. But for sure, we've got, I think, one going on there. It was for sure leaking there earlier when we were flushing it. So, yeah. Lots of not good stuff going on with that radiator. So, you know, time for a new one. But we'll start fighting this thing back in there. 45 minutes later, I think I'm ready to put the radiator in. We ran into a dilemma. The upper hose, you know, it's supposed to be 1.5 inches. The aluminum one is like 2 inches. So, I've came up with something that might work. We'll find out later. It's either going to work or it's going to blow coolant everywhere. It's going to be fine. But, kind of the contraption we've came up with here is we got this little brass fitting that should follow the same 90 to the hose, or kind of 45 really. And then just take a 2-inch rad hose off of it and clamp it to this. And then pray it doesn't leak. Will it look kind of cheesy? Yes. Is it really a bad idea if it works? No. Could I have spray painted this black so you couldn't have told? Possibly. Am I going to? No, because it's hot. And need to get this back together. But anywho, alright, let's get back down here and try to get this thing in here. So, it's mostly put back together. We had to make a parts run to get a new upper hose. What I thought would work did not work. So,
well, it wasn't that it didn't work. It was just that it seemed like for the sake of not losing $40 in ice cube juice, you know, find a one-piece hose that it's, you know, similar to the 22-940 that car calls for, but we found a 2608 that I think, you know, it's gonna be close enough for the girls we hang around with. Yep. Even if we tell them what we did, they're not gonna know any different. So,
New update, it's a car again. It was a nightmare, but new hose is on there. It ought to work. So this is for a 40 Econoline. It's a hose for it, so, you know, it's meant to be. So
they put the spring back in that, like it, you know, it's back.
what? So it's car again. So
All the way around.
we'll see if everything works like it should, or if we'll always think it should and we'll cry.
Florida. First going the ice cube juice going in.
I'm just kidding. If I'd went with a name brand like BBK or even thrown stupid money at it, putting a Kong on it, it probably would have worked just fine. eBay special from Tin Yang, not so much. It showed up with broken wires. I talked myself into it. I was like, well, maybe it's just extra. I don't know. Clearly it wasn't. You heard how rough it was running. I'm going to put the stock one back on it. And later on, when this does actually get the future plans I would like of cam and headers and all that good stuff, I'll spend the money on a BBK unit and you know, make it actually worth the while. Stock throttle body back on, and as you can hear, much happier. Running good again, and magically all the check engine lights and warning lights went away. So, yeah, but what was going on with this? Nope. Well, let me find that connector and I will show you right here in front of me. So, what was going on with this was all that. You see those? Yeah. Those arrived just like this, tapered off. Those four unconnected. And I was like, well, okay, maybe they're just extras. We tried pinning them back on. They wouldn't pin on. So, yeah, okay, maybe they're just extra. Turns out I don't think they are. I think the harness adapter showed up broken. Would it be good if I got a harness adapter and put it back on? Maybe. Am I going to? No. I'm just going to send it back, get my money back, and like I said, later on down the road, I'll get a name brand one and go from there and probably not have any of the trouble I just had with this one. It's slowly but surely sucking down antifreeze. I'll probably have to wait till it kicks on the thermostat to really get it going, but yeah, no warning lights on. It's probably at, I don't know, 140 degrees or so. So, but I will update you once I've got it all burped and everything's looking like it's gonna go well, and we'll move on. It's been 3 days now. Nope, 5, I think, since finished the radiator job and tuning it, but works great. The radiator is cooling tremendously well. It's averaging right now, it's like 125 here. It consistently stays about 195, 190. So, cooling great. Everything's working well. It's real happy with the tune. And if you guys ever want me to kind of go over the basics of tuning a Hemi, I can certainly make a video of doing that. See, I said, y'all got seen, I put the 80 millimeter throttle body back on it. The harness I got sent for the 85 millimeter was bad. And I know I said I was going to try BBK in the moment, but, instead, the cheaper thing to do was just to go online and buy a good harness adapter. So I've got a harness adapter coming. I will probably try to put the 85 millimeter throttle body back on when that harness does come in. But everything's working great. I drove it, I guess, probably about 300 miles this week, just between work and back and various places, and never had any issues. So I think it's, we'll call it good. So it's on a 91 octane tune. Nothing tremendously crazy, or, it didn't develop a ghost cam, nothing like that. Just really focused on a little more pep in its step. But it feels good. It's running good. So we'll call it a success on this one. So I'm going to finish up a little bit of word, and we're going to, well, I don't know. We'll find something else to work on around here and make a video of. All right. Well, I suppose that brings us to the end of another video. It's been a good one. It's been hot in this video, I'll tell you that. And I thought, since this week we put a radiator in to seriously help the cooling system, let's talk about cooling off. And what I mean by that is, there's a lot of things in this world that, as Theo Vaughn would say, make you want to kick a fat kid in Kmart. You know what I mean? So, let's talk about cooling off. In Ephesians 4:26, it says, Be ye angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath, neither give place to the devil. So what's the Bible saying there? It's saying, don't let your anger be the reason you give Satan a pat on the back, so to speak. What you need to do when you get angry is you just take a minute, walk away, cool off, so to speak. See what I did there? You picked up on it. Getting angry isn't going to do anything for you. Ask me how I know. The only thing it's going to do is, one, cause you a whole lot more trouble. 2, you're going to say something you shouldn't have said. And 3, in doing so, you're going to have to ask that person for forgiveness for saying said thing. And now you got to ask God for forgiveness as well, when if you wouldn't have said it, it's just kind of between you and God for thinking it. You picking up on what I'm getting at here? So, being an angry person, is pointless. It ain't going to do you no good. It's not going to get you anywhere. So, how about we all take a little piece of advice from Ephesians here, and we let the anger go and we cool off, so to speak, because no point in making a fool out of ourselves when we're angry. Well, that's all I got for this week. Said we'll find something to get into next week. Hopefully, we're finally got some time. We're going to circle back to maybe finally putting the small block back together for the 86. Fingers crossed. That's what I'm hoping for. But you guys have a good night, and I'll catch you next week.